Hi, I'm Becky Rathbone. Welcome to Designs with Flair. Today I'm going to teach you how to decorate a Christmas tree. I'm going to teach you how to use all the family ornaments that you've collected throughout the years and give it that designer's look with several just easy steps. So thanks for joining us. So today on Designs with Flair, I'm going to take you to a family's living room where I'm going to show you hands-on how to decorate a tree. So let's get started. So we're in the living room and we have this tree that we've got in the stand, and if you have a big tree, it's nice to have somebody help you with it because those trees are really heavy, and in my case it was my husband that helped me. So we have the tree in the stand, and mine happens to be a pre-lit tree. So one of the first things we need to do is to see if all the lights work. And boy, that's a cross your fingers thing because we all know how irritating Christmas lights are. So I'm going to flip the switch, see if they work. So one of the things that's very important in a tree is shaping it. And spinning it takes a good amount of time to shape it and get it all shaped correctly. And if you notice that there's three sections here that have to be, usually when you first get a tree, they're really tight. So you have to kind of spread them apart a little bit. And then you're going to straighten out the tips and kind of do some out on the edges, and then in the middle, do them up. And this gives you a nice full tree. It helps a lot in the overall look, and I know it takes a lot of time, but it's really worth it. You might ask what's the difference in the tree. I see some that you can get in the paper for $149, $199, and I see some that may be $3.99. There is quite a difference in quality. This one is a very nice full tree. It's a very nice quality tree. And the difference is a lot of times in the gauge of the wire. If you have a heavy ornaments and things, if you have a heavy gauge tree, it's going to help support those ornaments. Has to do with how many tips are on the tree, how many lights are on the tree, and the quality of the lights. So you really are paying for what you get. Just kind of have to look at what your budget is and how long you're going to use it, and kind of go from there. And once you get this all, I like to do the tree in sections so that it's not so cumbersome, and I'm not fighting the branches like I had that one flipped up and I brought it down. It works out very well, and I'm ready for the next section. You'll want to have a power strip underneath the tree to kind of help get all the sections plugged into it, and you probably, to save the lights, will want to put it on a timer so that you don't have to worry about plugging it in and turning it off every night. I'm going to continue to shape this tree, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, we have our tree all shaped and ready to go. And our next step is going to be setting the stage. We're going to put a background in the tree. The background kind of helps your regular ornaments kind of stand out, and it kind of gives that designer's choice because we're going to set the stage with all red and gold, and that's kind of going to create that designer look so that when we put our ornaments we've collected through the years, it's just going to make it all come together. Doesn't matter really so much what we put on the tree. It can even be things your kids have made, but it's going to still have that designer look. So I'm going to start with this netting. This is called a bacca garland. It's about 12 to 18 inches wide, and there's different kinds of netting you can use. Some designers prefer to use big balls in the background instead of the net, maybe floral in the background, but something that kind of helps your ornaments stand out. So when I put the netting in the tree, I've learned over the years that if I started at the top, one here at the top, and one here at the back and come around at a diagonal, it doesn't take as much product. So I'm going to start one here and stick it way back in the tree. And as you notice, I've got gloves on. These trees can be quite sticky, so that really helps. And I'm just going to come down and I'm just kind of going to lift a branch out of the way and stick my fist back in there to catch it. And I'm going to leave some of it out where you can see it. And we're going to keep coming down the tree. And just like I said, just at a diagonal, lifting up the branches and pushing some of it back in there, and then bringing the rest of it around. Okay, now we have the background all in the tree, or the netting. And the netting works well also if you have one of those trees that's not so full. It helps kind of hide some of those holes in the tree too, so that's another good thing. And see how it kind of comes in and out? That's what we wanted. So now I'm going to do the top of the tree, and I like to do floral in the top of the tree. And it's almost kind of like building a flower arrangement in the top of the tree. This is some really pretty glitter eucalyptus that I have, and I'm going to take it and go pretty much on the same level all the way around the tree. And since I can't reach over there, I'm going to go on to the next level. So the next level is I kind of come at an angle and take it down into the tree, kind of right in between the first level, right in between them. And I've come up the tree. And then I'm going to go up to the top and do the same thing again. Come more straight down this time, right in between those first two. And it doesn't have to be this exact product. I mean, there's so many things on the market these days that you can use, and you know, maybe you want to do yours all green and red, or you want to do it silver and red, or whatever. Make it be yours. Make it be your personality. We have our base that we're making the flower arrangement out of. The eucalyptus is all in place, and so next we're just going to start adding in the flowers. These are some beautiful hydrangeas that I have that have a little bit of a gold on the outer edge of them, which are very pretty, and the poinsettias kind of do the same. And just kind of stick them in at an angle, kind of go back down through the tree. Sometimes you have to work around a little bit of the netting and stuff to get them back down through there. It's really probably a little bit easier if you cut the stems shorter. In the shop, I don't like to do that because somebody's going to come along and purchase them, and they may have them for another use, so I don't always do that. Okay, now we're to the point of adding the beads on the tree, and beads aren't necessarily a necessity, but they add a little bit of sparkle to the tree, and it's another part of the background stage too. So I've already got the lower ones on, and I'm working my way around, making nice little drops that come around the tree. And one way of attaching them is to just take your beads and just bend, since this is all wire, just bend that up, and you don't have to use any other wire. If you don't want to do it that way, you can do it with floral wire. And I have mine all attached, and that's the way I attach them, is I attach them with floral wire, and you don't really notice it, so that keeps them long enough that I can keep going. So I'm coming on around the tree, try to get the same height each one, make sure your drops are, you know, nice and where they hang nicely and don't hit the branches so much. And just keep going and work your way around the tree. Another thing I like to do is to put ribbon or bows on the tree. And if I use the ribbon, I probably wouldn't use the beads. I would go down the tree at the same diagonal that I went with the abaca and just kind of stuff it back in there. You don't want it out too far. You want it to be able to be seen, but not out too far. So I've got my first bow placed, and from there I am going to put the bows on in triangles. You're going to hear me use that word a lot in decorating. Everything's in triangles. So I've got one here, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to go over there. And it doesn't really matter so much as how big your triangles are. If you want a lot of bows on the tree, make your triangles smaller. So when I put the bow on the tree, a lot of people, one of the mistakes they make is they put them way out here on the tip, and that makes the tree look heavy and they kind of look like they're flying off somewhere. So as a rule, if you go back into the tree where you've got that really heavy gauge wire before the tips are attached, and just take it back that far and just kind of wrap, wrap lightly your wire around the tree, and it'll stay in place if you have little ones that might like to test it. And yet it doesn't have to be on there just really tight. So I've kind of got it fluffed back there on the tree, and it's still part of my background. So I've got one here and here, and I'm going to put another one right over there, and then I'll probably come down here and here and just keep going in the triangles. So now that we have pretty much the background in the tree, it's time to start adding the ornaments that you've collected all these years. So I do like to use glass balls because they add some shine, and I don't necessarily like putting them out on the edge again. I want them way back in there. They help kind of give another background element to the rest of the ornaments. So kind of start putting them back in there. Same kind of thing, kind of go in triangles. You can make your triangles be big or small, but kind of work on triangles as you go. Okay, now we're just going to start adding all the fun stuff you've collected over the years. And kind of as a rule, if you've got long drops and things that catch the light good, that's a good thing to put out on the tips of the tree. If you've got flat kind of ornaments like this that shine, it's okay to put them back in the tree a little bit and kind of get a little bit of shimmer back, still in the tree, but they'll just kind of glisten as the light catches it. So we have all kinds of fun random ornaments that you might not have put on a themed tree, but because this is our family tree, you can do that. So the thing that's going to help complete this is your look comes from all the floral and your background. So it doesn't matter so much what you put on the tree, just have fun with it. And moms, this is a good point to get the tree too, and then let the kids help, because that way they get to have fun and be a part of it too. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you found some of the information useful. Be sure to subscribe so that you can see what we do in the future. We're going to come up with some fun things to help you decorate.